G'day legends, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make money at UFC Saudi Arabia this weekend. Now before we get right into that, I just want to say that obviously this is my opinion. This isn't actually financial advice. Of course, what are you really gambling with before you make a bet and blah 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 and all those other things that you meant to say before you make a sports gambling video. This is just a parody of a sports gambling video. Now let's make some bloody cash, mate. Okay, there is a lot to get excited about UFC Saudi Arabia this weekend, so let's get right into it. I have got two options for you for some three-legged parlays, or over here in Australia we like to call them multi-bets, or some people like to call them trifectas. So if I throughout the course of this video switch up what I'm calling it, that's what it is. You got a parlay, a multi-bet, a trifecta. They're all the same thing, and I got two separate ones for you to get your bloody teeth into this weekend. That's absolutely guaranteed to put some money back in your pocket. It's not guaranteed at all. It's sports betting. Anything could happen. First off, on both of them, this is what I like to call a little parlay stuffer or a little fluffer, or that one guaranteed nice easy win that I'm sure will be an absolute lock for the weekend. And that will be Robert Whittaker getting the win over Nicolas Dalby. Look, Dalby's got a bit of a karate style. He's a very good striker. But when you start to put that rangy striker up against a forward pressure wrestler, I'm going to be going with that forward pressure wrestler the entire time. The one thing that I will say that I worry about Robert Whittaker with is the bloody gas tank. Okay, he did get 10-8'd in his last fight, in the last round. So I am a little bit worried about that, but I do think he's going to be fairly dominant for these first two rounds no matter what. I think he is going to be getting the win against a karate-esque striker, Nicolas Dalby. Too bad, I like Nicolas Dalby. He looks like a bloody Viking, bit of a Chad, but I don't think he's going to be winning this one. So when you're putting together your trifecta, that first easy win that you need to get to start building up some momentum is going to be just a basic win of Robert Whittaker over Nicolas Dalby. Moving on to the second one. This is the one that I find to be the tastiest. It's going to be Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. And this one really shocks me with the odds here. All of the joking and bantering aside, legitimately the odds on this one actually shock me. I think they are too good for people not to jump on. People seem to be writing off Alexander Volkov, but he has been one of those constant, continuous gatekeepers that is always there, and he does it with a very good rangy striking and a damn good fight IQ. Now, obviously, he's never been a heavyweight champion. I don't think he's ever fought for the belt. Oh my God, it's been so long he's been in the UFC. Anyway, he's definitely never been a UFC heavyweight champion. Has he fought for a belt? Am I missing something? Put it down there in the comments. But he does always have these wars, and he does always fraud check people. He's just constantly there at the top of the heavyweight division. And I see him being a well-rounded fighter who has just accumulated so much experience for this division for such a long time. Sergey Pavlovich, that rampaging Russian, he's got one gear. That gear is to go forward, get the boxing going, look for the knockout, I'm here to knock you out gear. That's him. And Sergey is coming off that loss against Tom Aspinall when he was essentially outboxed pretty handily. So we're going to be looking at a pumped up, revved up, roided up Sergey Pavlovich looking to come out the gates hard and fast and bust all sorts of fists all over Alexander Volkov's face. And I don't think that I think that Alexander Volkov is 100% ready for that hard and fast first round. I do think that he has got that level of fighter IQ. Now, I know we're sort of putting all of our money here on whether or not a fighter is coming into the cage with fight IQ, which, considering what we have all seen, scares me too, but I do believe in Alexander Volkov here. I think he's going to be able to keep the distance for that first round, and then after that, it is going to be coming down to the range control and the length of Alexander Volkov. Now, I hear you. Sergey Pavlovich, he's not a short dude. He can match anybody for height. Volkov knows how to use his length more, is what I'm saying. He knows how to use that lanky body. And the amount of grappling experience that he has is going to be implemented against Sergey Pavlovich in this fight. Is it going to be an exciting fight? No, I think it is going to be distance control, management control, initiate the grappling, and then body head in the clinch, a couple of knees up the middle, really like controlling the wrists. It is going to be a dirty sort of grind out decision for Alexander Volkov in our co-main event, but I do think he is going to win it. So, Alexander Volkov on the sportsbooks in Australia, it might be different in America on DraftKings, but on the sportsbooks in Australia, he is $2.28 underdog. That is our big ticket to make some money this weekend. So he is the one that we are going to be shoving right in the middle of our trifecta, parlay, multi-bet, whatever you want to call it. And then finally, your main event pick is going to be, obviously, Robert Whittaker. He has got the experience, he has got the age. Pretty much every single fight for Robert Whittaker for the last 10 years has been a 5-round main event, fighting once again to prove that he is either the champion or the #1 contender. That is essentially Robert Whittaker's job. Honest to God, he might be like in the top 10 list of the greatest fighters of all time. Think about the length of the career that he has had. Think about how he nearly got robbed against Izzy. He would have won his belt back. It's just that it's a staggering amount of career experience that Robert Whittaker is bringing into the cage. And he is facing some new up-and-coming Muay Thai striker who has just flown over the world in the middle of his weight cut. It is too big of a step up. I do think that this fight is more dangerous for Bobby Knuckles, but I think he is going to be winning this one. Now, here is the thing. When you put all of these together, you're going to be getting a $6.15 return on investment on your multi-bet. But listen, this one here, this is the one to go with, okay? This is the one where you go to the bank, tell them you need a business loan for a business investment because you're going to be getting back such a huge play on numbers, okay? Now, don't actually do that, but for you degenerates out there, for you real degenerates out there, if a $6.15 return isn't enough for you, there is another multi-bet that I think is going to be a little bit more spicy and has a lot more play on it. And that is when you actually look at the different markets that are available. Now, I would not be picking Robert Whittaker for a TKO or anything like that. Robert Whittaker is a pillow-fisted man, and the new UFC gloves seem to be made out of soft cotton silk pillows. They do not knock anybody out. So you put a pillow-fisted man with pillow-fisted gloves, no one's going to sleep. But I do think there is a decision there for the Alexander Volkov fight. I did look into the bigger money line, and it comes in at Alexander Volkov winning by points. So I think that is the one that we are going to be going with, right? Alexander Volkov over Sergey Pavlovich over points. So you have a straight up win for Nicholas Dalby. Win Volkov over Pavlovich for points, and Whittaker straight up win over the line, over the new kid. You put down $1, you will be getting back $15, making $14 profit, right? That is your lock of the week parlay from Dougie's Corner. Obviously, do what you want with your own money. None of this is actually really financial advice. None of this is actually going to be coming in 100%. I think it's just a fun little video to make, a fun little conversation for us to have about what parlays are you going to be putting on this weekend? What trifectas are you going to be putting on this weekend? Let me know which ones you're going to be going with down there in the comments. Also, if you watch this entire video, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the middle of July. We are getting bloody close to that. So if you could help me out by hitting that subscribe button, that would mean so much. Until then, you all have a great night, a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.